The NFL is on EA Sports, and we're at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, Florida. Today, we've got a good NFC matchup on tap between the San Francisco 49ers and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Charles and I have been looking forward to this one all week, and off we go from Tampa. Returning from his end zone is Ray McCloud. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Jimmy going to look to throw it on the first play. This will be incomplete. Oh, a dream chance for a D lineman, but he couldn't pull that one in.
Pretty nice coverage there, but a missed opportunity for an interception. Let's face it, a lot of these defenders, they've got it all. Speed, athleticism, hands, a little bit questionable.
On 2nd and 10. Garoppolo. Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. Shaquille Barrett put that sack by his name in the stat sheet.
All right, partner, I'm going to be Captain Obvious right here. Not the start you're looking for offensively, right? Incomplete pass, followed by a sack.
And when he went down, it looked like that right ankle got turned, but thankfully he popped up okay, and they breathed a sigh of relief on that sideline. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. They'll set up the screen for Davis Price. And he'll be stopped here well short of the first down at the 24-yard line. That'll bring up 4th down. They wind up getting 8 yards, but they needed more than that. Wisnowski on to punt as he sends this one away. Fielded at the 20. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. Brady going to bring the Bucs up with a 1st and 10 at their own 27. They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Well, I think after that run, the defense getting back in the huddle and looking at each other and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit. They gave up a significant run, 6 yards, and now you're saying to yourself, how do we stop them, and do I have enough confidence to make a play?
Let's go, let's bring it, let's bring it. Slam.
Fournette once more on 2nd down. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and no more.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
49ers have an extra defensive back on the field, a nickel set for 3rd down.
Come on, QB, come on. Check. Check out. Hot. Got me too. 57. Mike, 57. Check.
Fakes the give to Fournette. Now Brady. He finds his target. It's Evans. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Brady to Evans that time. 1st down, Tampa.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe needs some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
And a pretty good burst there as he'll get this across midfield and down to the 46. 10 more there and another 1st down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down. Otherwise, it's going to be a long afternoon.
Hey, go 66. 57's the mark. Watch 57. Three buzz.
On play action, now Brady. He completes it to Julio Jones. They'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
And, partner, they're locked in man coverage out left, and they end up running a crossing route. Rounded it a little bit more than a slant. He's just going to angle himself towards the right side of the field, and that's very difficult for a defender to shadow him across all that ground.
Mike 48, Mike 48. Coming to you, coming to you. Slam, slam.
Fournette, a first down carry. And they're knocking on the door now. There's a good run there. Going to take this to about the 10-yard line. 12 more yards there and another first down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
No score after one on EA Sports. So not quite a first and goal. It's first and 10 from the 10.
Let's put that team on the box. No, no, no. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Rush in, rush in, rush in.
They'll run it again with Fournette. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Leonard Fournette, a 10-yard touchdown run. And the Buccaneers post the first points of the ballgame as they take the lead here in this second quarter. Some good running there at the end of the drive. He had the burst that set up the first and goal, and then one play later, he's in the end zone.
Brandon, what I liked about that sequence is I'm not sure who made the play call, but they understood the situation, understood the momentum. A nice hard-charging run, give it right back to him, and let him cap things off.
The Bucs ready for the kickoff. And here we go. It's in the air. This taken in at the goal line. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They'll be looking to match that touchdown from a moment ago. 7-0 is the score as they begin with a first down. And they're able to get this one across the 35. They went 3 and out on their first drive. Things already looking better here, first and 10.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
Garoppolo's throw complete there to McLeod. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Second down, here's Davis Price. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
On first down. Garoppolo. That's going to be caught by Samuel. And he is going to lose yardage here. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. The things got a little dicey there as soon as he exited the pocket out to the left.
And he ends up throwing it for no yardage gained. I don't know about you, but my high school coach, John Ford, if he saw a ball in the air and you got no...
He rifles one that's intercepted. Mike Edwards picks it off.
Well, certainly not his best throw that time, and not a good time to make it, Charles, when they were a nickel with 5 defensive backs on the field.
And that's exactly why you have those 5 DBs out there. You want extra speed on the field, guys who have ball skills and understand what the passing game can do, and gives them a chance to react and make a play on the football, and they take one of those away.
So after the INT, it's Brady.
And that's complete. It's Chris Godwin.
And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. Two minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game.
Let's go. Wait, that 180. All day, dog. Under 10, under 10, 10. Stay at home, stay at home. Stay at home, stay at home.
A shotgun give to Fournette. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. Second down coming up.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Hey, look, 48. Look, hey, we don't like the 48 right now. Let's go. That's a run. They're running it. Check, 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 check. Check, check, check. Check it. Reload. 48. Mike, 48. Come on, I'm on.
They fake the handoff. Now Brady. Looking middle, and that's complete.
And the Bucs are going to have a 1st and goal as he's taken down at about the 8-yard line.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
Here we go, D. Check 48's the mic. Check 48's the mic.
They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line.
47 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
That's good hard running right there on 1st and goal. That gets him down to the 2 and puts a lot more pressure on that defense.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
Hey, defense, left up. He's coming. Double up, double up. He's coming, double up. Check 3, check 3.
Oh, they go with a tight end carry. And he's not going to push his way forward. He's going to be stopped at the 2-yard line. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime.
A lot can go wrong when you call a play like this down in the red zone, but that's where you appreciate this from your head coach. He's not afraid to trust his guys to do the right thing, and as a player, that means an awful lot.
They'll try to punch it in with Fournette. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay.
Leonard Fournette in the final seconds of the first half. And the Buccaneers would extend their lead here just before halftime.
Extra point try now for Succop. And it's good to make it 14-0.
Maybe time for one play on offense. 7 seconds to go in the half as the kick is away. Fields it right around the goal line. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line.
They'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn, getting set for quarter number 3 here.
The Bucs with a lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway. And we will not have a run back here as the second half starts with a touchback. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Now, right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
On first down, Brady. Man open, here is Jones. Past the 20. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Julio Jones, 75 yards.
And the Buccaneers come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter.
And we didn't even get a chance to settle in for that drive. A quick strike of 75 yards, and they find the end zone.
Don't you get the sense that film study was behind this one, that they saw something that they thought they could take advantage of? The key is calling it in the right situation, knowing when it exists to go to it. They did exactly that. They've got to feel really good about what they did in advance of this game.
Just looking down at the sideline now, their defense is like, man, can you have strung that out just a few plays? Give us a break. Back out there.
Hey, man, give that water break and get on out there and play.
The Bucs ready for the kickoff. And here we go. It's in the air.
Here's McLeod from his end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And he'll find McLeod on the right side complete. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at the 26-yard line.
Working with a 2nd and 3.
Garoppolo. And down he goes. A Buccaneer sack. Shaquille Barrett picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
He was still looking through his progressions and going through his receiver options, and while he was doing that, the defense got to him quickly in the pocket.
And it was a great example of zone coverage. Well executed, well coordinated. All the receivers were covered, and he couldn't evade the rush back in the pocket.
Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted.
Carlton Davis picks it, and his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the third quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
Now Brady.
They're looking for Godwin, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Talanoa Hufanga. And the 49ers are going to get the football back at their own 17. So that, Charles, may be the play that this defense has been looking for.
They've hung in there, and if they lose this game, it won't be from a lack of effort on their part. The key question is, can the offense finally do something, because we're into the third quarter, and a 0 is still glowing on the scoreboard.
So after the INT, it's Garoppolo. And he's taken down back at his own 7.
The NFL on EA Sports is in the great state of Tennessee at Nissan Stadium here in Nashville. Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one between the Green Bay Packers and the Tennessee Titans. The veteran kicker Mason Crosby set to do the honors here. And off we go from Nashville. Coming out of the end zone, here's Dontrell Hilliard. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback. Tannehill to the air to start out. Rolling to his right. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's second down.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them. And I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Tannehill. And the open receiver, it's Robert Woods. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. They'll fake it. Now Tannehill. And he fires one that's intercepted. Adrian Amos with a pick. And the Packers are going to get the football here as they force the INT on the game's opening drive. Offensively, a far from ideal start there with a pick on the opening drive.
Yeah, not exactly what they were looking for. We know that. That's pretty obvious. The beauty, though, is it's happening early. If they don't panic, they don't compound this problem, they've got a long way to go and a chance to get back in it.
Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And he's up over midfield and down into Tennessee territory. Roger McCreary there to bring him down defensively.
Hey, it's not the most spectacular play, but I think most teams will take that every single time for the first play of a drive. Begin the series with positive yardage and set yourself up for a very manageable second down.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Rodgers now to throw. He has it complete to Christian Watson. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target.
Randall Cobb on the breakaway. Touchdown, Packers. Randall Cobb, 36 yards. And the Packers use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. A nice connection there, finding his target, and that'll put 6 up on the board.
Just like they drew it up in their playbook and reiterated it on the sidelines, right? Perfect route, a good throw, and the defense, they had no answer for that right there.
And the kick is no good, but there are flags behind the line. He's going to get bailed out. I think this is going to be a roughing call. Now the extra point try forthcoming. And it's good to make it 7-0 Packers. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. Hilliard now from his end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he it's simply gone down to a knee at the 25.
Get in there and get what you want, G. Get in there and get what you want, boy. Let's go.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He's going to air it out deep for Woods.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Eric Stokes.
Gets around him. And into the end zone. It's a pick six and a Packer touchdown.
Well, we went from scoreless to 13-0 in a hurry. First, their offense had the touchdown, and now the defense comes through with one.
You can't get a better 1-2 punch than that. Follow up a touchdown offense by getting one on defense. If they keep that effort up, you'll take the other sideline out of this one very quickly.
Extra point up and good by Crosby. And that'll make the score 14-0. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away.
Hilliard now from his end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Cost him about 5 yards as he's tackled it to 20.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. Another try after the first down sack. Tannehill. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line.
Quay Walker came through to make the sack. Not the start to this one that any quarterback would want or envision. Remember, he had the pick six, and here he ends up on his backside.
And you have to wonder to yourself, okay, after throwing the pick six, did he get too careful with the football and not deliver downfield and take that sack? They've got to make sure that he's really into this game.
Now on fourth down, they throw the deep ball, but it winds up to be incomplete. A surprising move to go for it, predictably, at least somewhat predictably. It doesn't pay off. And, boy, that means this next drive is going to start at the 3-yard line. Now Jones. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. He was able to escape momentarily in the backfield, but you could just kind of tell that wasn't going anywhere.
You know, in the film session, he'll get a minus for not getting him on the ground by himself. But what the coach is really going to analyze, how fast did his teammates get there to help him? If one guy slows him up, everyone else better be there, and that's what they got.
And he's got his man. Touchdown, Green Bay. It's Allen Lazard.
2 touchdown passes now here in this first quarter for Aaron Rodgers.
And the Packers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. So remember now, this was all set up by the stop defensively on fourth down. That's what got them this great field position. And then 2 plays later, they're already in the end zone.
Yeah, partner, funny how it works like that, huh? That's a momentum swing amusement park style. Your defense comes off the field, bouncing, grooving, they're fired up, and it carries over to the other side of the ball.
So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. Hilliard now from his end zone. And they will be backed up deep. Trouble here as they're going to start this drive at the 6.
Anytime you feel the kickoff inside your own end zone, you've got to be decisive about whether you're bringing it out or not. Sometimes that indecision can really cost you. That may have been what happened on that play.
Mike 7. Push him back. Push him back.
On 1st and 10, Tannehill. And here's another interception, the third of this first quarter. Adrian Amos with a pick. And into the end zone. It's a pick six and a Packer touchdown.
Charles, it is pretty rare that we see a team build this kind of lead in the opening quarter. And, man, they seem to be clicking on all three phases right there. The defense doing its part with a pick six.
And it's absolutely been the definition of a start.
The NFL on EA Sports brings us to the banks of the Ohio River and Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati. Coming up, we've got a good matchup on tap between the Carolina Panthers and the Cincinnati Bengals.
Evan McPherson about ready to get this going as we are underway now from Paul Brown Stadium.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey.
And he'll get this up just shy of the 30.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. It's a 6-yard run, leaves him with about a foot or so here still to go to hit the marker with 3rd down coming up. They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And he's going to have the 1st down at about the 38. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains. Faced with their first 3rd down conversion opportunity and able to punch it through and pick it up on the ground.
And to me, doing it on the ground sends a different type of a message than throwing the football. And, you know, let's face it, we've done a lot of games together. How often have we seen 3rd down turn into an automatic passing down no matter what the yardage?
Yeah, and last thing you want, that opening drive to go 3 and out. You got everything scripted, lined up. Let's get some points on the board, and they're able to avoid that 3 and out. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10.
First carry for the Oklahoma State man, Chuba Hubbard. And the defense on him quickly there as they stop him at the 40 for a gain of just 2. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down.
On 3rd down, Mayfield.
And they're going to get this up to midfield.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
On 1st down, this is McCaffrey. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Trey Hendrickson, the one who gets him on the ground. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle. That's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold him.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Mike Hilton. And the Bengals are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield.
That right there is the inauspicious start that they were hoping to avoid, the turnover on the first possession.
I love how you use those college-bound words like that, inauspicious. Well done. I really appreciate that. But here's the thing for me. I'm just wondering if their game plan is incorrect. You know, I think they felt like they could come in and throw it around pretty well. That interception early, they may rethink how they go about attacking.
So the completion results there in 9 yards. And they'll have a 2nd and 1 forthcoming.
And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run after the catch. Good job there, though, holding him for a short gain.
Here we go. 180.
On the jet sweep, here's Chase.
Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown.
Jamar Chase,
43 yards.
And the Bengals take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And that makes the score 7-0.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
On 1st and 10, Mayfield. He'll get this out wide here to McCaffrey. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
On 2nd down, McCaffrey. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. So 7 yards from the 1st down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Mayfield to throw it. Able to complete this to Shenault. And he's got another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 45-yard line. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. He's going to air one out for Anderson. And that is incomplete.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. Throwing again, Mayfield on 2nd and 10. To the right side, and he's got more complete. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. Seems as if the passing attack's starting to heat up a little bit here in the 2nd quarter.
You can sense and you can see the momentum because now they're reading their patterns downfield, they're understanding the coverages, and they're finding the open holes in the defense.
They go play action. Mayfield. Thomas brings it in. And they move this all the way down to the 9. A good pickup there at 22.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
They'll try to run with McCaffrey. And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7.
The yards may start getting a little tougher to come by down here near the goal line. That's good work defensively there on 1st down, holding them to a short gain.
2nd down and goal. Mayfield. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down. The Panthers on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak. And it'll be caught in the end zone for the Carolina touchdown by DJ Moore. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Panthers are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. And oh, he missed it. No good. And they'll remain down by a point. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. So both of these teams, Charles, coming off touchdowns now, but this offense, they just had to stand on the sideline, watch their opponent author a really impressive drive to reach the end zone.
Yeah, and I think you're not telling yourself the truth if you don't think there's some one-upsmanship going on right now, because they just had their touchdown answered by a drive of double-digit plays that also found the end zone. Now they want to do something even more impressive to answer that one.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Burrow. And he'll spot Higgins open left side. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
The Panthers turn to their nickel set here as they get ready for third down. They're passing here. Joe Burrow.
Man open. That's Jamar Chase, complete.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. As long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Shaq Thompson on the tackle that time.
Let's just make this one succinct. Nice job there. All 11 guys on defense diagnosing the jet sweep and putting it down.
On second down, here's Mixon.
And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30.
Back to Mixon on first down. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. On second and 1, Burrow. He rifles one that's intercepted. It's Shaq Thompson here with a pick.
And the Panthers are going to take possession here at their own 6-yard line.
Definitely not the ideal time to see that mistake, partner, because this is still a one-possession game, and that's at least a field goal that just vanished with that turnover. Now, pressure's on defensively.
And he's going to go down. He backed up into the end zone, and this is going to wind up a safety.
The goal was a score just before the break, but I'm not sure that a safety was how they expected to do it, but give the defenders credit. They saw how the series was starting out, and I think it increased their intensity. This was their chance to make a huge play before the half, and all they needed was one play to get it done.
The Bengals drive about to get going.
And they may just be content to take this 3-point lead and head into the locker room.
And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Bengals set to receive. They have the lead and the football to begin quarter number 3.
Taken in at the 3. He takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Burrow and the Bengals with a 1st and 10
at their own 26. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Throw left side complete. That's Higgins. 3 yards there to begin the third quarter. They also lead by 3 points.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting third and about 4 to go. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Got a man. It's Chase. He completes it.
And take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Mixon with a first down carry. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. Corey Littleton there on the tackle. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. They'll stay on the ground. Mixon again. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
They go play action with Burrow. Steps away. The 20.
And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
Now that's all about making something happen as a quarterback, because instead of forcing something on third down, how about him buying some time outside of the pocket, waiting for someone to come open, and when he did, he put it on him for a big play and a first down.
Burrow going to give this to Mixon.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively, because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
This carry with the extra effort is going to get him stopped up just shy of the 10. Yeah, he's able to get more than half of what they needed. That brings up a 3rd and 5. Now it's Burrow. Buying time to his left. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Joe Burrow. A 12-yard touchdown run. And the Bengals take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And Smith not going to bring it out, so it's a touchback. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Well, the opposition laid down the challenge and opening drive touchdown here to start the second half. And, Charles, now you feel like this group needs to get an answer because this all of a sudden is a 2-score game.
Yeah, you're right about that. What was a small, manageable spread to overcome?
Trying to fit it into Moore, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Mike Hilton. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20. Well, he went on the move there and started rolling out. I thought there was a window, but that window closed quickly, intercepted.
And sometimes, despite how big your arm talent is, you don't get enough on a throw when you're on the move as opposed to setting your feet and stepping into one. That may have been the case there, and the defense certainly benefited.
Mixing up the middle. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. 49 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. On 2nd and goal, one man stands in the backfield, and that's Mixon. He'll get it up the middle. And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? You just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
What a stand so far defensively, and now that's going to bring up a 4th and goal. They run for it with Mixon, and this winds up a disaster, nowhere near the marker. Mixon unable to find the goal line on 4th down, and the Panthers defense able to deliver the goal line stand. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. This offense returning out there, and really you remember the last drive, Charles, it was over before it even began. They threw the interception on the very first play.
And what that means is for all these guys, it's been a while since they've been out there going full speed, so they've got to get everyone back out there, run a couple of your go-to plays, make sure you get your offense oiled up a little bit. They've got to be able to start fast, but they've got to be...
And Mayfield again with the interception, his 3rd. Daxton Hill picks it off, and he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 for a... EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to legendary Lambeau Field in Green Bay. Coming up, we've got what can only be described as a mirror image matchup between the Green Bay Packers. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Superdome in downtown New Orleans. Today, we've got a good NFC matchup on tap between the Green Bay Packers and the New Orleans Saints. The veteran kicker Mason Crosby set to do the honors here. And we are underway from the Superdome. And from the end zone, Deontay Hardy will bring it out. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. Throwing right away is Winston. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. Winston. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
On third down, Winston. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. Jameis now on first down. And he's got the hook up to Landry.
And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
So into Packer territory now. Here's first and 10 at the 44-yard line. Again, it's Winston. Thomas has got it, complete.
And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
To throw again on second down. Winston forced out to his left.
And that is caught downfield by Thomas.
And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
That's a great example right there to remind everyone of what a weapon he can be as a mobile quarterback, Charles. Nice play to escape the pocket and get his offense into the red zone with a first down.
And defensive coaches losing their mind on that play because they knew about his mobility coming in, and they preached all week long. If he gets outside the pocket, find receivers in your area and cover them. Otherwise, plays like that will continue to result.
And he stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14.
But when you go from 2nd to 4 to 3rd and 3, that just tells you who won that battle on the last play, huh?
Yeah, first round went to the offense, second round the defense. 3rd and short yardage, Winston.
They'll get this out to Kamara.
And he's going to be a yard short. A 2-yard pickup leads to 4th and 1. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
They'll run for it. It's Ingram. And he's got the first down as he gets it to the 8.
Almost feel sorry for the kicker here because you know he wants to go out there and contribute, but they keep saying stay on the bench. I think it's just simply a matter of a head coach saying I believe more in my guys with the football than sending you out there to kick it.
Well, he wants to make a big statement here on the opening drive, and a statement he's making. Now they've got it 1st and goal after that conversion. Off the play fake, Winston. He'll buy some time right. And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Taysom Hill from 8 yards out. And the Saints will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Lutz with the extra point. And it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
From way up at the 23.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Rodgers will bring the pack up with a 1st and 10 at about the 32. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Dancing to his left.
That one caught downfield by Watson. And he's going to be out of bounds inside the 25-yard line.
So the big play nullified, a legal forward pass.
And maybe we know why they were able to get such a good chunk of yardage on that play. That pass was illegal.
So the illegal forward pass also costs him a down, and now it's 2nd and long. Rodgers going to throw. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. To throw is Rodgers. incomplete.
Anytime he reads man coverage, I don't think it's going to be the only time he'll try and hit that route to the outside in this game. He'll test the perimeter, but that time they were up to the challenge.
So on fourth down, on is the punter, Pat O'Donnell, to kick it away.
Deontay Hardy back deep.
It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out first and 10. On play action, Winston. Trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted. Adrian Amos with a pick. And it's a tremendous return as they finally get him at about the 10-yard line. Before we came up to the booth, last thing he said as we were walking off the field, want to play mistake-free football. Well, that just went out the window there with a pick.
And do you remember what you said to me when we were walking up to the booth after he said that? You're like, oh, fatal last words. Every time we hear that, things tend to fall apart a little bit, and that's what we saw there. Didn't get enough on that throw, and it turned into an interception.
That's a gain of 7, and we'll leave them with 2nd and goal coming up.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
One back in the game. That's Jones, 2nd and goal. They'll give it to him again. And he'll take this one in for a Packer touchdown.
Aaron Jones.
A 3-yard touchdown run.
And the Packers are an extra point away from evening this one up.
A strong, determined run there, Charles, to get in for 6 points.
This is why it's such a team game, isn't it? And I know it sounds really generic and it sounds almost trite, but the blocks were made up front, offensive line, collective victory at the line of scrimmage and downfield. And how about the finish to the run all the way into the end zone?
Crosby with the extra point, and we are tied at 7. These two teams all tied after 1. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice...
And the pressure gets there, and Winston goes down.
So now after the sack, Winston and the Saints needing to figure out what to do. Tough play, 3rd and long.
And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Like what I see so far out of this defense because they've been showing their best coverages on 3rd down. So far, only allowed 1 conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
Blake Gillikin on to punt now on 4th down.
And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway.
And as the offense begins another drive here, pretty simple, Charles. They want to carbon copy what happened the last time out when they ended their drive in the end zone.
You're right about that, partner. It sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? Just score again, but we know it's not that simple because we don't just make adjustments at halftime. If you're a good football team, you spend that time on the sideline, you study what's on the notes and the tablets, and you make those adjustments, prevent a repeat of the last drive. Series to series, the best teams, that's how they get it done.
And we'll find out here soon enough whether those adjustments are enough defensively. That's the former Buckeye Pete Warner getting the sack.
He gave them an instant to react. It was a classic case of if you blink, you missed it. Off of the line and to the quarterback in just a couple of seconds. Running back only had a moment to react and attempt to throw a block.
Rodgers now, after the sack, he'll lead the pack up on 3rd and long. Now Rodgers.
And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
O'Donnell, he's on to punt as he gets this one away. Here's Hardy set to return. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Jameis to throw it. Packer pressure, and down he goes. Rashawn Gary, the outside linebacker, coming up to drop him for a loss of a full 10 yards.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
It looks like the Packers have added an extra DB on 3rd down. They go play action. Winston.
He'll get this to his tight end, Troutman.
And this is going to result in another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 40. Able to convert on 3rd and 14. A terrific play call.
Love the play call that time. Love the design. You put 3 tight ends on the field. That screams jumbo set, running formation to a defense, right? No, they go play action, and defense gets confused for just a split second. And next thing you know, completion for good yardage.
Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works at defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Winston. There again is Thomas. They've gone to him a lot. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. It's a gain of 13 for number 13, and it gives him a 1st down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
To the air again with Winston. His throw caught right around the 6. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, you just need the tip of the ball across the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with 1st and goal.
try to pound it in. Kamara. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Alvin Kamara in the final seconds of the first half. And the Saints have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half. Lutz good on the extra point. And that makes the score 14-7. Time for one play on offense. 7 seconds to go in the half as the kick is away. From way up at the 23. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. A final shot before half for Rodgers. He's going to launch this deep for Watson. And incomplete on the deep ball. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. The Packers set to get the football first, and they are trailing on the scoreboard as we resume action, ready for the third quarter. From way up at the 23, and they've got it up past the 35, so pretty good starting field position. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Well, Charles, we saw a pretty entertaining first half, close ball game. Remember there toward the end of the second quarter, the opposition scored to take the lead. Now we'll see if these guys can get a score of their own to regain that lead.
Yeah, they want to have that type of a response, don't they? Because they want to find a way to take control of this ball game one more time. Gauntlet's been thrown down. They want to see if they're ready to answer it.
On second down, it's Jones. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level. Well, part of their struggles in the first half was their inability to convert consistently on third down. But how about this well-designed play? Gave himself plenty of options and able to get the hook up and keep the drive going.
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
The goal is certainly to try and make a big play happen and climb back into this game, but you have to be careful. If you overdo it, you could turn it over and hurt your team.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Rodgers, and he can't hang on to it, and the screen never got started.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
Rodgers to throw once more. Open man, here is Cobb. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints 30. From the gun, it's Rodgers. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Well, you got to think that sooner or later, they're going to hit one of those, but the coverage has been excellent thus far, and it was again on the last play.
To throw again on second down. Rodgers, nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the Saints. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns, these are going to be hot routes. If they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback, they've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. Kamara gets it again on second down.
And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who can do more than one thing, and I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively.
Winston from the gun on third down. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete, certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up fourth down.
So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football and now zapped right back in the other direction.
Now Winston on fourth down.
Gets this to a standout receiver, Thomas.
He'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a first down.
Here's Winston. And he'll go right back to Thomas, complete again. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. Winston now to throw on first down.
This is complete to Michael Thomas. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
That'll give them 8 that time, and it'll be second in a couple. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close.
You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.
From the 17, Winston. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted.
Picked off by Eric Stokes. And the Packers are right back in this football game. So that changes things. You get the interception, and then to boot, a good return tacked on.
And really, it was down to him versus the quarterback on the return, and that's one you would think the defender would win. But a nice job there of seeing the play all the way to the end and making the tackle by the QB.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway.
The interception sets them up with an opportunity to erase this fourth quarter deficit. Now, this series could very well determine our outcome.
So after the INT, it's Rodgers. Out of the backfield, this is Aaron Jones. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. First down yardage on the first play of the drive. Give him 14. To throw, it's Rodgers. Setting up the screen here, Aaron Jones.
And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And good running, going to get this down close to a first at the Saints' 43-yard line. Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides. Throwing is Rodgers. Steps away to his left. Now he's going to let it go deep, back over the middle. Touchdown!
Romeo Doubs, 43 yards. And the Packers are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th. We are set up for a fantastic finish now. A 4th-quarter touchdown here. We're an extra point away from a tie football game.
And I know they're thinking about possibly going for 2, but I'd go ahead and kick this one and just get it back to level.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And an important one that is, as we are all tied now early in this 4th quarter. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away.
And this is going to be returned from middle of the end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this 4th quarter to try to grab that lead back.
And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down. Throwing, Winston. Sideline throw, that's caught by Landry. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. And that's good for a gain of 6. And they're going to face a 3rd down.
Timing is everything, and they work on this cut all the time. They work on all the timing patterns, and this time it paid off for them. Worked him to the center of the field, cut it to the outside, ball's delivered, gets both feet down for the completion.
To throw, Winston. Open man is Michael Thomas. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one goes for 24 yards.
And partner, in a tie game in the 4th quarter, you and I both know in the NFL, that's when you lean on your stars. And he came through with a nice catch right there.
Now a 1st down carry. It's Kamara. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a score to break this tie. 8 yards the tally on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Here's Winston. Oh, look at Thomas wide open. And this is going to result in another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 20-yard line. A 10th carry for Kamara. Preston Smith there on the stop.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Winston.
And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to third down.
Couple extra defensive backs out there in the dime, and because of that, really not many places to throw the football, if any.
And typically, what would you want to do against that dime?
Run the football.
You want to run the ball, but you can't do it in this situation. Not nearly enough time on the clock. You having to really navigate against a tough defense presented against you.
Now Winston sliding out of the pocket toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
And I know they would have loved to have had a touchdown there to give them some cushion. But now, kick the field goal. Get the lead. Let your defense bring you home. Show some faith in those guys on the other side of the ball.
Winston to throw for it on fourth. And Thomas has it. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. Some collective exhales over there on the sideline. A big pickup through the air on fourth down to bring up first and goal.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
A game-winning field goal would be a chip shot from here. Let's see how they play it on first and goal.
Winston to give. It's Kamara.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. Kamara trying again. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. Now the defense will burn their third and final timeout as it'll come with 36 seconds to go in half number 2. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, third and goal. And this is going to be intercepted. Adrian Amos with a pick. He's at the 50. He's at the 30.
You'll get nothing.
10, 5, and into the end zone. It's a pick 6 and a Packer touchdown.
Just gotta be patient.
In a tie game fourth quarter, that's about as big of a defensive play as you can possibly make.
And it didn't happen by accident. That was scouting right there. They've seen things that have happened before. They knew in certain situations the type of plays they like to run, read it, and were able to go after the football, get it, and take it into the end zone for a touchdown for themselves.
Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away.
And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of...
And that's intercepted yet again, and that could be the backbreaker.
Rasul Douglas picks it, and he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
Now a first down carry by Jones.
And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. And now with 4 seconds left, we get a timeout call. This defense, Charles, they have unraveled here in the 4th.
In a sense, it's like they're being pressed, like in a basketball game, and they just can't get the ball over half court. I mean, no matter what they do, they can't get off the field. They can't slow them down. They're just going up and down the field against them. Yeah, unraveling would be a perfect word for them.
And he'll be taken down here, and that is how this one is going to come to an end. That was an excellent come-from-behind victory, Charles, especially there in the 4th quarter. Both offense and defense were clicking. They're going to feel good about this one.
Boy, are they ever, because the deficit they faced certainly wasn't small. They obviously did not give up on that one, and in the end, how about that come-from-behind victory? They'll cherish this one for a while.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. Till next time, we say so long from the Bayou.